The B2B SaaS market has changed quite a bit over the last 18 months. There was a lot of tools that were built, I'd say, from 2016 on to help companies do more activities. And when the bottom fell out and everybody was prior 2015, 2016, everybody was about top of the funnel growth and revenue growth and not really caring about profitability. And a couple of years ago, when the market started falling out and a lot of companies had to make a change to be more efficient in the revenue growth. And as a result of that, they've made a lot of changes in their different go-to-market motions. I think there's some things going on right now, trends that are happening that the CRO is going to have to think about how they use the tech a little bit differently. So I'll give you an example. A lot of the sales engagement platforms that were hugely popular over the past couple of years have really driven a lot of bad behavior, right? So the idea is let's load these sequences up for SDRs and AEs who are responsible for owning some of their own pipeline with these messages that we want to drive. And instead of being thoughtful, I think in the hands of the SDRs have used them as kind of spam cannons. And so there's all these automated messages that get sent out and don't reply a couple of days later. It's another automated message that gets sent out. Thoughts is like that's. And I think what's happened is a lot of people are now just immune to that type of thing, and they can spot it a mile away, right? You probably get a lot of emails in your inbox. You go through your mental spam filter where you know which one's important and which one's not. And I think what's happened is we're in this period of what we refer to as the great ignore, right? Which is people are just not responding back to messages. They're not picking up their phone as much. They don't recognize the number on their phone. And so it's really challenging to get people to lean in and take a meeting. I was on a podcast about a month ago, and the host of that podcast had said that he was a host of a roundtable of CROs. And I think the stat was like 30 to 50% of net new meetings were down from a year ago. And I think that's all part of this great ignore. I think buyer preferences are changing, right? People now don't necessarily want to talk to a salesperson, don't need to talk to a salesperson out of the get-go. They can do a lot of research on their own. They can talk, there's communities where they can bounce ideas off people that are in similar roles as they are. And so I think there's some big macro things that are happening or trends that are happening, which is going to require CROs to think a little bit different in terms of how they go to market. MQLs used to be the sort of the measurement that we all looked at as far as helping generate pipeline. Well, MQLs aren't as effective any longer, right? The cost to get MQLs is going up, the quality is going down. And so I think CROs have to take a look at their existing playbooks and the existing processes and think about how do we re-engineer these and redeploy the tech to work that align more with some of these trends that are happening.